Now then, it behooves you when investing to investigate the facts.
Hello all newcomers and welcome back fellow Aeternians. As always, it's me, Empire of Aeternia, and today we are continuing our Micronational economics series. That's right, we are going to part 4, so if you haven't seen parts 1 through 3, definitely go check those out, because today we are going to be continuing on. If those are considered the basics of Micronational economics, understanding what it is, understanding why we need them, and how to grow them, we are going to be diving more in depth in part 4. Today we are going to be talking about finding the means of value creation for your economy and growing that. So as you may have seen in our previous videos, we talked about our treasury wanting to be able to create its own money so that we can extend debt and credit and be able to grow our economy that way. Now, the best way to go about doing that is by having some consistent business that is fueling your treasury, which then gives value to your currency. But in order to do that, you have to have some means of creating value. You have to have some way of going from some raw product or some unmet need and turning it into something more valuable. You have to take something in and put it out. You are constantly, as a person on this earth, constantly absorbing and using resources to survive, and therefore if you want to grow a nation, if you want to have more and more people surround you and be alright and have increased qualities of life, you have to be able to provide them those things, and therefore you have to get out of them something of value in order to be able to provide them those things and better things into the future, so that there's a continual growth and feeling of success and profit in the economy. The best way to go about doing that is by finding that unmet need, by looking at what you have. So we are ultimately going to be breaking that down into 3 steps. The very first step is going to be assessing your resources. We are going to be assessing your resources. We are going to be trying to figure out what it is that you have that may have some value at all. But it needs to be something, this is very important, that is renewable. It has to be something that you can do over and over and over again. If you're an avid card collector, that's wonderful. And if those cards are worth quite a bit of money, that's fantastic. But you have to be smart enough with those cards to understand how to buy and sell them in a consistently rotating market such that you can increase the length of time that that can bring you profit. If you only have a set number of cards that you can sell and then you're not going to buy any more because you don't know enough about the card trading industry or card trading economy, then it is difficult for you to make that the crux of your economy, the base and the heart and the starting place of your economy, because it won't last very long. It can give you some upfront capital to start a larger project, something that may be more consistent and that may ultimately lead you to what you need to grow your economy full-time. But you have to have something ultimately that continues to be renewable for you, to continually replenish your treasury and be something that you can feed and grow. So that's the first step, assessing your resources, making sure you have a renewable resource that you can use over and over and over again. If that's a skill and you're providing a service, that's perfect. That is one of the lowest cost things to get started with most of the time and allows you to do a lot with your clients, with your locations, with your available resources and what you can output. The more you have put into that, the more you can get out, and vice versa. So, that being the case, what we're going to do is go from, now that you have your asset, whatever it is that you feel like can give you some increased value, we need to find a way to further increase that to make a profit. If, for example, you get a banana from someone and you sell that banana immediately after at the same price, it's not worth very much. You didn't make any money, and therefore it's a good deal for the person who well, I would argue it's not even a good deal for the person who bought it from you, because why wouldn't the person who bought it from you go and buy it from your banana supplier? If you go and buy a banana from the grocery store, why would someone not just go to the grocery store you bought it from rather than buying it through you hours or days after you had already gotten it? So that's generally not as reasonable unless you're providing some additional benefit, like say bringing that banana to their house from the grocery store. There are many delivery services that do that kind of job. Similarly, you could also do other things that increase the value of that banana, like say putting it into a pie. If you put your skills in baking into that banana cream pie and then you sell it to somebody, you are making a homemade good that increases the value and desire of that banana by that customer. So they are likely to pay more than they would for a banana. Now obviously you can't just use a banana to make a banana cream pie, so that will be something that will require extra resources and be something you have to factor into the price of that. Continuing on, you can also do things like if you were to get seeds for, say, tomatoes. If you were to get some tomatoes at the store, you could take the seeds, you could plant them, you could grow tomatoes, and that's another way of increasing that value. Whatever way it is that you go about it, you have to have some way to be able to sell something at a profit in order to reap that benefits from that. Whatever your continually reusable resource is, you have to find a way to make it more profitable for you to sell through to a market that is desiring of it. If there is some way that people can get it easier, cheaper, or better from someone else rather than you, you will be undercut by the market and you will have a hard time finding customers. However, if you are a direct source for whatever you are supplying, if you are cheap, affordable, and competitive, then you will reap more percentage, a higher percentage of the market, and therefore will return higher values in profit for your sales, which ultimately means quicker growth, which ultimately means more money to invest in your treasury, which goes into your economy through your currency and to your people. I know that is a lot, but that's going from our first initial 1 through 3 series, talking about currencies, talking about initial economics, and going now into actually trying to develop that and make that first heart of an economy. So today, in talking about that heart of an economy, we have to talk about that value creation. We are going to be creating the heart of our economy through the next 2 or 3 episodes in this series. And that's going to be the starting point. You are going to follow us here on the Empire of Aeternia channel, actually making our own economy and starting the crux of that as we reach 1,000 subscribers. So what we do with that money, how we go forward, and how we are able to start continually expanding our economy all starts from here. So the asset that we have come up with is YouTube. My ability to film and to record for you all, and other people's willingness and excitedness to contribute to our community here on this channel so that we can make money. That is our very first way that you all as citizens can contribute to the channel as well. By watching, by subscribing, by doing that, you can directly help to make us money in sharing this content. That being the case, you are feeding our economy, and this becomes a renewable resource that we can use. So we found our renewable resource. Now we can apply it and increase its value by increasing the value of our production with nicer cameras, nicer equipment, reaching out to more people through other social media platforms, and even going so far as to continue to expand what we do specifically, such as selling merch. We are starting an online store as well that we're going to hopefully do. We also hope to provide you guys some benefits through Patreon and doing subscriber tiers and things like that. So as we continue on with the channel and with reaching 1,000 subscribers, you will be following us into creating the heart of our micronation and its economy, and therefore we will be able to craft more of these videos dedicated to building the heart of our micronational economy and moving forward into the future of it. So thank you so much for coming along with us. We are very excited to have you, and I can't wait until the next time I get to update you on it. So I will see you very soon, and until then, keep growing. See you guys.